So we come from a land of Bollywood and Kollywood, and we don't like any movies without songs and music, isn't it? So any movies without those songs and music, we just push them as art movies, and we don't give a lot of importance to them. So figures and tables are something similar to music and figure movies and songs. So that's what it does to articles in scientific publications. So for publishing your work, you need three main ingredients. One, you should have a unique idea, a well done study, and third most important component is you should write it nicely. So if you write it nicely, you will be able to impress the editor and reviewers who will be the one who will be going to give the green signal for the publication. And for impressing these two people, you need to have good figures and tables to put forth your research which you have done. So a picture is worth 1,000 words. So whatever you write in 1,500 words in the results and the discussion can be very easily conveyed by two good pictures. So this is not something which I tell from my own experience or a perspective. It has been scientifically proven also. So figures are often the first thing that is read or seen by readers. In fact, more than 70% of the reader determine whether to proceed to read the contents of the article based on the figures that you have posted in that publication. So a well crafted figure will enhance the communication power of your research, and it will increase its impact and visibility in a scientific podium. So these are three important things which have happened in the past in our history and written very eloquently in magazines. So if you go through them, it's really informative. But more than these written things, if you have something which describes these information as a figure, we'll be able to appreciate it more. So the first is a picture taken by Neil Armstrong. This is the picture of Buzz Aldrin when he walked on the moon for the first time in 1969. And the second is a picture which was awarded one of the best pictures in the 1980s by the Times magazine about Afghan girl during the period of Afghan tyranny in the 1980s. And third picture describes the famine and food catastrophe that happened in Sudan in the 1990s. In fact, the photographer who pictured this particular picture died of depression. He actually committed suicide 1 month after taking this picture. So pictures can be really powerful in a way to express whatever that information that needs to be carried. So figures in articles are something like a makeup to your baby. So even though you know your baby is very beautiful and charming, you need to have a lot of makeup to your baby so that it looks very attractive for the person who looks at it. So don't think them as supplements. It's very important to put forth the point, and it makes it easier for the readers, particularly the editors and the reviewers, to appreciate that particular concept. So there are different types of figures which we can use in a scientific publication. It could be charts, line diagrams, color drawings either by you or by a professional artist. Clinical photographs are very important, especially in case reports, and being orthopedic and spine surgeons, we are reliant on radiological images to express a scientific point. So when do we use charts to explain an important result? So in this particular paper, which was a randomized control study, so this is a consort picture. So to explain the number of patients who are enrolled in the study and how many were allocated and how many were finally analyzed, instead of writing it for 1,000 words, we can easily express in this flow chart. To illustrate a surgical technique. So this is a new surgical technique which we described for reducing a bifascial dislocation through an anterior technique. Again, instead of writing and describing it, if you have 2 or 3 good pictures, the message is easily passed on to the readers. To explain a clinical finding, have clinical pictures. Now you have smartphones in your hand. You can click any number of clinical pictures, of course, with the consent of the patient. So this is a pseudomeningocele very clearly seen by a clinical picture. So how to make a good academic figure for your publication? So make sure that you crop it well and understand that that picture should be representative of what you want to show. So if you want to show the entire spine and in particular the area which has been affected by the disease, you have a broader picture. But if you want to show the extent of the abscess formation and how much it has compressed the spinal cord, have a real focused picture. Marking and labeling is very important. So this is one of the study where we try to differentiate between the inflammatory and infective features of a sacroiliitis. So you can see it's labeled properly, and look at the arrow marks. So the different types of arrow marks, like an arrow or a short arrow or a arrowhead, is used to explain a finding, whether it is an abscess or a subchondral inflammation. So this is an example of a bad picture. So this is a very nicely done study and it was submitted to our Indian Spine Journal. So the author wanted to show a vertebroplasty being done, but there are a lot of faults in this picture. So one, it is purely cropped, it's not showing the area where you want to see. So there are a lot of hand marked markings, we don't have proper labels, and there is an irrelevant figure here. So we don't perceive any information in that particular picture, and it's a poorly focused picture. So this bad figure, even with the same amount of information that we have, we can convert it into a good figure. So crop it properly, make it to the suitable size, have proper labels and arrow marks so that the reader gets attracted to that particular area which you want to see in that figure. So steps to make a good figure: identify the areas in your manuscript where the figure would define the message of the particular construct. Choose a high resolution figure. Crop them to a suitable size. This is the most important thing. This is called as a decluttering your scientific figure. And if multiple figures have to be placed as subpoints, so place them in a PowerPoint, properly label them and then save them as a single picture. So this is a small video where I have prepared a figure. So this is a patient who had a B3 injury in the ankylosing spondylitis patient. So I am trying to crop it to the suitable size, showing the relevant information. And then the post-operative x-rays are more important, so I have placed it in a bigger size, and labels are placed at the left lower corner. Not in a color, preferably a white or a black one would be sufficient. Use capital letters, and once everything is done, place arrowheads, either colored or a white one, depending on the type of journal in which you are submitting. And once everything is done, you select everything together and then save it as a figure. So when you save it as a figure, either you have it in a JPEG or a TIFF format, depending on the resolution. And once the figure is done, then it is suitable to be sent. So figure legends are very important. It's like having a beautiful baby and not naming it properly, right? So please don't write just MRI or CT images of this patient, right? So it's worth spending time on the legends. Have a clear description, whether it is sagittal, T2 image or a T1 image, whole spine or a lumbosacral region, whether it is a CT scan or an MRI scan, and have labels where the patient, where the reader can exactly look at what they want to see in that particular figure. So this is an example of a bad legend. So it's a nicely reported case report which was published to a journal, but there is nothing here. There are only 3 pictures, and the author has written a label as MRI showing tumor in the lumbosacral region. So there is no cropped figure. It's just a whole MRI film of the patient. No cropping, no markings. We don't know what to see, where to see, and there is no description. Tables are similar to figures, so spend time on the figures. Whatever you have expressed in the results can be converted into a table in a simple format. Important thing, make sure that the numbers, numericals which you had given in the result should be exactly matching in the tables. Otherwise, there is a chance of mismatch which can lead to a rejection. So easiest way is to make tables in the Microsoft Word. Use black and white tables instead of having color coded ones. And importantly, it should have a title. So the title should be clearly explaining what you have exactly written in the set of tables. So in conclusion, figures and tables would tremendously help you in making the readers understand your manuscript. It will engage and attract the readers. There are more chances of having your paper accepted if you have spent some time in making the figures and tables better. Thank you so much.